There is a place between memory and forgetting where the city keeps its grief. Not in cemeteries, not in attics, not in the amber of old photographs. Here, in the archive. For a fee, any person could walk into an archive vault and surrender a memory. Not erase it, mind you, but extract it, seal it, store it here, where it would be held in suspension. Like a firefly trapped in glass, still glowing, still warm, but unable to burn anything. Or if you were certain, truly, finally certain, you could go further. You could choose to offload it completely. Not stored, not suspended, gone. The memory dissolved back into nothing, like a name written in rain. Most people chose storage. It felt safer, somehow, to know the thing still existed somewhere, even if they could no longer feel it, even if it sat on a shelf in the dark, glowing faintly, belonging to no one. But some people needed it to be over. Elias Voss had worked here for 19 years. His grandfather built it. His father ran it. Now it was his, not by choice, but by elimination. He was what remained when everyone else had left. The last Voss, the last archivist. He had memories he had wanted to offload. He had sat in the very chair his client sat in, the machine warm beside him, and thought, this one, finally this one. But he never did. But today, something was different. A single capsule sat on the brass holder at the edge of his desk. No sender ID, no client number, no record of arrival, nothing. Just a capsule, glowing the same amber as all the others, and yet, somehow, not the same at all. In 19 years, no archivist had ever received their own file. Impossible. Addressed to him, waiting.
That's not possible.
There is a particular kind of fear that is not loud. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't slam doors. It sits beside you, very quietly, and asks, what if you remember something you were never meant to know? The memory begins in summer, a summer 20 years ago. He can feel the heat of it even now, sitting in this cold room. A woman sits at the edge of a lake. Her name arrives before her face does, the way it always does in memory. Mara. She is laughing, that specific laugh she had, slightly too loud, slightly too free, the laugh of a person who has decided not to be careful about joy. And then, something breaks. Not loudly, a quiet rupture. He watches himself in the memory, watches himself let go of her hand. She calls his name once. He doesn't turn around. That is where the memory ends.
I remember all of this. I never offloaded it, so who did?
He reached for his pen. He had written 10,000 entries in this ledger. Dates, names, grief categories, intake numbers. His hand knew this motion the way a body knows breathing. But tonight, his fingers would not cooperate. Some things, it seemed, refused to be filed. The archive sat on a corner of the old city, the kind of corner that collects fog the way old houses collect silence. Below, the street was lively, opposite of what he was feeling. A single figure stood on the pavement, looking up, standing in the rain without an umbrella, standing very, very still.
That's not possible.
He had told himself over the years that he'd forgotten her completely, not as a lie, more as a professional courtesy extended to himself, a small mercy, the kind that turns out in the end to be its own cruelty. He left because this place was his inheritance, not his choice, and she was too alive for it, too warm, too loud in all the best ways. He had looked at her one day and thought, this will dim her, so he loved her just enough to walk away before it did.
20 years.
20 years.
You look exactly the same.
I don't, but thank you for saying so.
Was it you? Did you send the file? The memory of me leaving you?
No, I don't have that memory anymore. I offloaded it years ago, anonymously. I needed to be free of the pain of it. I didn't come here to reopen anything, Elias. I came because I couldn't fully close the door on my side.
You have a life now?
I do. A good one. That's actually why I'm here.
I don't understand. How did the file end up addressed to me?
I don't know. Maybe the archive knew what you didn't, that you were the only one left who still needed to feel what was inside it.
Don't you want it back?
No. What I had, I kept. The warm ones, I carried those myself. In here.
This isn't mine to keep.
It was always yours, Elias. I offloaded the pain of losing you. I just came to say, you're allowed to let it go, or keep it. But choice is yours. Goodbye, my archivist.
Goodbye, Mara. He stood at it for what felt like a very long time, long enough that the rain shifted direction. He had cataloged every one, and he had told himself for 19 years that cataloging was not the same as feeling, that proximity to pain was not the same as wisdom about it. He had been, he now suspected, catastrophically wrong. He sat at his desk for a long time, the capsule on the table in front of him, the vault breathing around him, full of surrendered things. He thought about a life without pain, the kind of life his clients had purchased, clean, smooth, unburdened, and he thought about what is lost when you clean something too completely. How a scar tells a story that healed skin never can, how the roughness of a thing is often the proof of its realness. He did not file it, he did not tag it, he kept it. In 19 years, it was the first rule he had broken. It was also the first moment he felt, in 19 years, entirely like himself. We are, in the end, the scars we chose to keep. Not because suffering is noble, but because the willingness to be marked by life is the bravest thing a person can do. It means you were here. It means you felt it. It means you chose, with everything that choice costs, to remain.